Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, my friends. My name is Dieter von Schura, and I'm the owner and manager of the Artelino company. And my little company, located in Bavaria in southern Germany, well, we sell Japanese prints and Japanese-like prints in weekly online auctions. And today, for this video, I have interesting news for you. We have a new contemporary artist who consigns directly to us. His name is Cameron Bailey, and you see him here in the background at work. Here we have a portrait of the artist, Cameron Bailey. Let's take a little bit closer look, because we can get some clues about his art preferences. Well, look at the wall of his study, his studio, and there you can see, I can recognize them as art prints of the so-called Shinhanga art movement. Well, I can recognize this one, print by Ito Takahashi. Well, that small mini print could be Tsuchiya Koitsu. I'm not quite sure, but he's definitely a fan of the Japanese Shinhanga art movement. Cameron Bailey is so young, so very, very young. He was born in 1990, and he studied painting at the Maryland Institute College of Art. And so roughly 5 years ago, he began printmaking. That was in 2016. And Cameron Bailey, he didn't choose to go the easy way. No, he chose to go the tough way. He chose traditional Japanese woodblock printmaking as his preferred technique. Cameron uses traditional tools and materials, but it's not quite right when I say he uses the traditional Japanese method of making woodblock prints. No, he goes actually one step further. He primarily uses a technique, well, that, to my knowledge, it came up so roughly 20 years ago. I discovered it first at the beginning of the new millennium when I was dealing in contemporary Chinese prints, and that technique is called reduction woodblock prints. The emphasis is on reduction, and I'm going to explain it in the next step. In the background, you see two of Cameron's wonderful prints, but not yet explaining them. Have a little bit of patience. Later, I will go over these in details. I promised you to explain what the reduction woodblock printmaking technique is. And yeah, a little bit difficult for me to explain. I'm not a national English speaker, and even in German, it's difficult to explain. But let me try. Traditional woodblock print, multicolor woodblock print, my friends, there you have to carve one block for each color. So when you make a woodblock print that consists of 6 colors, you have to carve 6 blocks. Okay, got it? A reduction woodblock print, you have only one block. Each color is carved onto the same block. You must imagine like that. Yeah? You start carving for the first color, and then you have to print the complete edition size. Let's say edition size of 20. Okay, small edition, typical for Cameron Bailey, by the way. And so one by one. Then you carve the second color, print the complete edition again, and so on until the complete print is finished. And then as a result, the block is basically destroyed. You cannot repeat a single step anymore. And this, my friends, has a huge advantage for you as collector. When you buy a reduction woodblock print, and it is really a reduction woodblock print, well, then you can be sure that no more copies can be printed after the first edition. So you have a really limited edition. a woodblock print made in the normal way, there are methods to prolong an edition. And the temptation for a contemporary artist, of course, is huge, okay, when an edition is sold out. Well, the artist could make a second edition in another color version or another trick that is often used. More copies are pulled and they are marked as AP, as artist proofs. But with the reduction woodblock print, that cannot happen. And there's another advantage, not only for the collectors, but also for the trees, my friend, because a lot of trees are spared with this method. I want to show you 3 out of the 7 prints that we have available, consigned by Cameron, and that we can offer in the coming auctions. So the first one has the title The Red Moon. And my friends, for me, it's astonishing. I mean, imagine, yeah, this is an image produced by carving into a wooden block. Nevertheless, you can recognize, yeah, this is not a football, this is not what kind of a round shaped thing. This is the moon, yeah. It's a reduction woodblock print, and Cameron describes it as made from 2 wood blocks with 14 color layers. So it's the reduction woodblock technique used with 2 blocks and overall 14 color layers. That means on an average 7 colors for 1 block, and that is definitely, my friends, pretty much the technical limit for the number of colors that you can produce with 1 block with this technique. Okay, next one. Also, the next one is a reduction woodblock print. By the way, the edition sizes are still small. I think the editions are less than 20. Cameron likes the sea, and Cameron is pretty good in making images showing water, showing the sea. Well, this one has the title Forecast. You see a huge wave. I don't know why forecast. Maybe it's a forecast of a even larger waves or a tsunami or whatever. And it's also a reduction woodblock print. And this one is also made from 2 different wooden blocks and has overall 15 color layers. But imagine the effort it requires to produce that. And the number 3, that is not a reduction woodblock print, but this is a classical Japanese woodblock print. And by the way, it shows his lovely wife, Amanda, pronounced in German, Amanda. And the technique is the same technique that was used for the Shinhanga art movement of the first half of the 20th century. But these artists who made the Shinhanga prints, they did not carve. They had specialized carvers, specialized printers. Today's contemporary artists, and Cameron Bailey is one of them, and he's one of the best. They have to do everything themselves. He used a key block in the tradition of Japanese woodblock prints, and you recognize that. A key block is always the first one carved with the thin black lines. Here you recognize these black lines here around the finger, here everywhere. And what surprises me so much about this wonderful image, it's not only the style reminds you of Shinhanga, but also the technical skill level, which was extremely high for Shinhanga. It reminds me of that technical skill level. Look at the hair and compare it with the print, let's say by Ito Shinso, yeah? The fine hair, how wonderful this is made. Or look at the glasses, yeah? I mean, incredible what kind of effort and how much time it must have required for Cameron to produce this print. It's, by the way, from a series called Beauties of the Season that Cameron made between 2017 and 2019. And to my knowledge, all the other designs are sold out. And we are in the happy position to offer you this one. I think it's in the coming auction even. Well, here in the background you see another example of the mastership of Cameron Bailey. Well, you see how good he is in giving us the impression of flowing water, and in the background you have the texture of a rock formation. At this point, my friends, I want to discuss a little bit the situation of woodblock printmaking in the year 2021. At the beginning of the video, I already tried to get the message across that all handmade woodblock printmaking is the most demanding and time-consuming of all printmaking techniques. But it's also commercially very difficult. Why? Well, the price that a contemporary artist gets for his prints in the market, it depends on a lot of factors. But the technique chosen is not a factor. So if you or I, if we were an artist, and of course we want to pay our rent and we have to pay our expenses at the grocery shop, we would probably use a technique that allows us to produce faster with less effort. So it's a legitimate question. Are all handmade Japanese-style woodblock prints, is it a dying art? When you go on the internet, on social media, you see a lot of woodblock prints, contemporary woodblock prints. Okay, there are many. There's even an art movement which is called Moku Hanga for that. However, and now it comes, in my view, 99% of these contemporary woodblock prints, they are on amateur or semi-professional level. They are simple, black and white, simple designs. They lack all the intricate and elaborate aspects of prints of, for instance, by the Shinanga art movement, or of artworks like Cameron Bailey. We in our regular auctions, well, we have two Japanese artists. If you follow our auction catalogs, you may know these names, Osamu Sugiyama and Ryuze Okamoto. They work in traditional Japanese printmaking technique, and they are on the highest level. It's fantastic, yeah. But both Osamu and Ryuze, they have my age, yeah, and this is the age of retirement. You would be terrified if you knew how old I already am. So I hardly know young contemporary artists who chose woodblock printmaking as their preferred art. And Cameron Bailey is one of them. Very, very few, and I wish I could get to know more. So my personal view, where is printmaking heading to in the coming years? And for me, I have no doubts, the trend goes clearly into digital art, giclée prints, or even further, the latest madness is something called NFT. NFT stands for non-fungible token, and this is a kind of cryptocurrency method for non-existing objects stored on a server. I don't want to go into any more details, but clearly the trend goes into digital art, and I don't want to demonize it completely. Yeah? Read maybe the article that I wrote last night, but I'm afraid all handmade woodblock printmaking will become, for contemporary art, very, very rare. But let's be honest, nothing is more rewarding and exciting for our hearts and our souls than an all handmade artwork. And Cameron Bailey decided not to go the easy way. And I wish that he is honored for that. And I wish that his prints may be sold out soon. And you, my friends, you can contribute to make it happen. Well, the first 2 reduction woodblock prints are in our next auction starting tomorrow. Please support this young, wonderful artist. His name is Cameron Bailey.